Sunday, July 8th. And I'm going to give you a quick look at what's going on out here in the Griffith Homestead garden. As you can see, these two cantaloupe here are coming along very well. I'll give you an idea of how big they are. Let's get this caterpillar off of there. I'll give you an idea how big they are. My fingers almost span from one end to the other, but not quite. It's kind of flat on this end, but anyway, they started out kind of weird shaped, but they are rounding up and getting pretty, and they've got some growing to do yet. There's one over here. I gotta watch my step. There we go. Got that and that and that. Get that thing out of here. This one here is coming along nicely. I've got that baby one there that's, I think it's about to the safe stage. I've got a whole bunch of itty-bitty ones starting. Got another small one somewhere. Anyway, they're coming along very nicely. And it does help that we've gotten a generous amount of rain the last few days. They're loving that. And you see it's gotten a little tangled up over there. I'm going to have to start directing vines over in this area because I don't really want them tangled down at that end. Anyway, that's what's happening here in the cantaloupe. They're looking good. I've got a bunch of real tiny ones that in another couple days I'll know for sure if they're going to make it. And see, they're getting too tangled up down here. I need to redirect them. Anyway, zucchini. I've spotted some areas where we've got squash vine borers. And since this plant still looks quite happy and healthy otherwise, I've trimmed away the leaves here and buried that stem to try to get some roots growing there. I've done the same on a couple others. This one, for instance, it has so many spots where there are new plants potentially springing out from there. So you can see where the borers are there. And there's actually some in here. So what I'm hoping is that this will start rooting soon enough. I can just go ahead and cut it off there and it'll be safe. Same thing here. I've got this little, actually got two starts here coming off as what essentially would be new plants. And I'm trying to find where this clover is so I can get it out of here. Not quite. Anyway, and then another spot here. Now one of these spots, I think it's this one, already had roots growing out of it. Now see, you can see here's a spot. No, I think that's just where I cut off a leaf. Anyway, so that's what's happening there. I did it to that one and those two spots. Whoops. And that one, I think there was one other that I did. This one is possibly salvageable. And actually, if I cut this off here and stuck it in dirt, it might produce a new plant. But if I cut off the leaves down here, you see the borers have already gotten all the way down to here. And so if I cut off a whole bunch of leaves here and then bury this section here, I might be able to do the same thing. I might do it with some of the other plants, but I've also got, there we go. I've also got some zucchini seeds, a different variety called Ford Hook, started up at the house. A couple of these were already in the basket from Friday, but I picked some more. So this thing about the Boston variety of cucumber is it tends to be rather prolific. I'm hoping something hadn't burrowed into that. They tend to be pretty prolific. I've actually got a couple others that will be ready to pick maybe tomorrow. And then in another couple days here, This one I'll do tomorrow. While I'm probably going to stop using this one variety of zucchini, the Cocozelle, it has a good flavor, but it's just not a prolific producer. I'm going to stick with Boston cucumbers. And I've seen some signs of possible issues. I don't know if that's a possible fungus or something, but I've got an organic fungicide. It's copper. It's just called copper from Bonide. And it says for organic gardening. So, that's what I've been spraying on that. And it's also good for the tomatoes. I had to pull some leaves off the bottom part of the tomatoes because they were getting some spots on them that looked rather suspicious from previous year's experience. So anyway, these are the Cherokee purple tomato plants. And as you can see, I'm going to have to do something to support the top of this plant because it's already 5.5 feet tall, probably. Yeah, I'd say about 5.5 feet. And it's just going to keep going up. Matter of fact, I've got this. I didn't even realize this was coming over here. And with the tomatoes, this is going to be I'd say this is going to be a good year for Cherokee purples. And I don't know if they're just liking the location better, because they were down at the other end last year, so they were getting full sun the entire day. And this area here, mosquitoes, yuck, has been getting, as you can see, it's still shaded and it's almost 10:30. So that probably helps with the amount of heat. And then here are the mortgage lifter tomatoes. These are the seedlings that I started, what, a month and a half ago? And they're coming along very nicely. Oh, do I see a strawberry? I do see a strawberry. It doesn't look like it's quite ready to pick yet. But anyway, getting distracted here. The mortgage lifter tomatoes are not lifting any mortgages right now because apparently they are a little more sensitive to the heat. Got a mosquito there. I thought the mosquitoes would be better because it's a little cooler today. Wrong. And my gosh, I'm running into 8 minutes already on this short video. Short, right. Anyway, I have not seen any fruit set on this yet. And it's because of the heat. Nope, maybe. Maybe. Nope, that's still a bloom. Yeah, what's happening is the flowers are opening and they may or may not be getting pollinated. But according to what I read, temperatures above 90 degrees can actually render the pollen ineffective, I guess you could say. So we can get all the pollen we want, and it can be pollinated all at once, but it's not going to take effect. So that's why you see all these spots here where there were flowers and they've just dropped off. Same thing over here and various other places. But I'm hoping that since it's been a little cooler the last couple days, it'll give an opportunity for some of these to set fruit. These guys are going to be a little while before they are producing buds, but should be pretty soon anyway. The poblano peppers. I think it's just about time to be picking our first poblano pepper. And that is a beauty. Look at that thing. That is, let's see, that's probably about 5 inches long. It's a pretty one. We've got a whole bunch more coming along here. And this plant's starting to produce. And this one, what's going on with this one? Oh, there we go. There's some starting up in there. But this one's ahead of the others. Not sure exactly why, but I'll take it. So, that's what's going on here. Oh, real quick. The Jimmy Nardello peppers. I think I've got about 6 peppers on this plant alone. And it's an older variety of sweet pepper, and as you can see, it is very prolific. There's at least 4 or 5 on that one over there. This one's still pretty small. This is one of the ones that I almost lost it, and then it's making a good comeback, and something chewed on that one. Darned. Anyway, so Jimmy Nardello is definitely a variety that I recommend if you can find it. And this guy is going to find a new home. I guess that's what's been eating holes in some of the leaves. I just pick the snails off and toss them into the woods or whatever. Right over there's good. So that's what's going on in the Griffith Homestead garden. Got a bunch of happy plants with all the rain we've gotten. Y'all have a great day.